team. You see them, once the Cardette got the ball in the low block, they immediately are going for the reach in, surrounding him with red jerseys. I like the beads in there. I think that's beads or twist ties in the hair for Sando Hill.
It looked like it. Cardette, who had 26 points on Friday, has got 55 points over his last 2 games combined. Gets to the free throw line just a ton. You think back to that game versus Stetson a couple weeks ago, 29 points, went to the line 17 times, but he can do it in different ways, right? He had 30 points versus Northwestern in that massive upset in December. Only went to the line twice that day.
And because he, like you said, he can do it so many ways. He has a post style of game. He also can shoot the ball well. Needs a little bit more work on his perimeter shooting consistency, but that gives you different looks. That's why he went through the draft process last year.
Yeah, you see, I mean, not only flashes, but if he could figure it out from the free throw line, figure it out from the three-point line, the defense with his 7'2" wingspan is just crazy good. As Stevenson trying to take his defender, one of the 2 freshman starters for the St. Xavier Cougars side. Brandon puts it on the deck. Here's Julian Barr, the lone change. He's in for their leading scorer, and they're going to get a goaltending violation. That did not look like it was going in. Not sure that was necessary for Cameron Jernigan, but he did pull it off the backboard.
Well, Chicago State, they never trailed, nor were they tied in their last game against East-West, so that'll change here early on. Tied at 2 against St. Xavier.
Yeah, just over a minute gone by. So 76-point victory for Chicago State. You mentioned just a wild, frenetic finish that St. Xavier had against one of their rivals, as that shot is off the board, and Jordan Streeter with the rebound, but Olivet Nazarene, they took them down yesterday by 1. Wide open look, Brandon straight away and books the triple. 5-2 early lead here for St. Xavier. But they were down by 4 with less than 20 seconds left. Hit a big 3, and then you get the and 1 virtually at the buzzer from Cedric Johnson, a guy they won't have today, but who has scored 20 points in every single game but one, and 26 points in 4 straight. Certainly going to be a big presence that is not out there today against Chicago State.
They also got Andre Brandon, their second leading scorer. He hit that last 3, and now here is the player to watch, Stevenson, with a steal and a push into the front court.
Oh, and he dribbles it right off his shoe, and this is going to be easy for Crawford on the other end, and he goes with the windmill.
Thank you, Noble, for slamming it. He had a play at the end of the game on Friday where I thought he was going to dunk, and he left us hanging with a layup. Thank you for putting on the full show, Noble.
Noble Crawford is a guy who just does a lot of dirty things for this team, right? A gritty guy. When he's on the open floor, he can showcase it. A lot of guys on this team can, including the guy defending. It's 1 versus 1 with Cardette taking it away from Sando Hill. Hill gets it back. Oh, Crawford coming right back at you.
A windmill and a punch, two different types of dunks for Noble Crawford. He's breaking out the whole dunker package today here in the early going.
And Brett Davis right back at it, forcing another turnover. Boy, it's a highlight reel first 2.5 minutes.
This is what I was talking about. Friday night's game almost looked like the Chicago State mixtape with the alley-oops. Noble Crawford had 1 dunk on Friday. It was an alley-oop. Looked like he fell out of the sky here at the JCC and threw it down with 2 hands.
Crawford had 14, 5, and 5. He had 5 dimes on Friday as well. 6 of 10 from the field. He was 0 3 for deep.
And Max, he's just been a welcome addition to this team. His athleticism, his ability to defend. Here's a guy that was a 3-and-D guy when they picked him up last year from the Citadel, Brent Davis.
He was 3 of 5 for deep, and he's 1 for 1 to start his afternoon here. And up by 4 are the Cougars from Chicago State. That is all Cougar battle today.
Right. Battle of the Cougars for the 2nd straight year here at the JCC.
Yeah,
also, the women played Kuiper College, the Cougars, a couple weeks ago.
Nothing but Cougars here at the Jones Convocation Center of late. Second 3 attempt from Andre Brandon. Can't get this one. And a look ahead for Cardette, trying to tank his man. Yeah, you see the handles on full display. Great backdoor cut.
Oh, I saw that coming. Brent Davis was calling for it from that corner. Unfortunately, Noble, that was more of a shot than a pass.
Yeah, it was not that bad of a shot, actually, at the end of the day, right? Clanged off the heel. Brandon gets a bump and almost gets the and 1. He'll head to the free throw line for the first time for St. Xavier.
Good call there as Brent Davis got caught with the arm extended. And we mentioned how they don't have Johnson do the St. Xavier Cougars, so you're going to see a lot of Brandon in this ball game. We saw him hit a 3. You see him trying to initiate the offense there. Forces Brent to extend the arm and pick up the foul.
It's a great matchup because, I mean, this St. Xavier team, first of all, just in terms of pure depth, 21 players on this roster. It's one of the biggest you're going to see. But a school just down the road and a plethora of players from this area. Andre Brandon's not one of them. He's from Coralville, Iowa, but a junior, a Sauk Valley Community College transfer, had 11 points yesterday. He had a lot of guys, but 35, 36 minutes up yesterday, and we mentioned we won't see Cedric Johnson. Cedric Johnson hurt his knee, clanged knees together coming off a screen yesterday. Still played all 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he realized realized this team needed him. I mean, he's tough out of Bellevue, Nebraska, a Sioux Falls transfer.
Looking for the back door was Crawford at a kick ball.
Also used to play in Nebraska Kearney, so he's another one of those guys using the NAIA route to try to get his basketball career going. We saw that with a few guys out of East-West, not just on Friday, but from last season as well.
Lob off the inbounds. Crawford comes down right back up and in.
Noble Crawford can jump out of the gym. I mean, his head is at the top of the backboard when he leaps to the rim.
And how about he gets so much height, yet he's got such great bounce. He's quickly right back up in the air and with the easy stick back.
That second jump, that'll be huge if you have pro prospects. A lot of NBA scouts, they teach that second jump, especially on defense.
You got to be on the floor as short of a time as possible. Brent Davis is just causing scenes defensively at Cam Jernigan with the late layoff for Corbett, who gets his first bucket of the day.
Cam too focused on making the right play there. He didn't go for the alley-oop to Corbett. He just dropped it off for the easy kiss in for two.
He almost got caught in between there. Almost drew the charge, it looked like, as that shot is off the mark.
That should have been a goaltend. Cam got
like the rim was kind of wobbling because it got hit on the way up.
Yeah, Cam was grabbing the rim. Now, Jernigan did that again on Friday against East-West, and he got called for the goaltend. This time he gets away with it, and the St. Xavier coaching staff, they can't believe that the officials missed that big man wearing 22 grabbing the rim.
Easy to see from us. It's 15:38 left of the first quarter. We'll take our first media timeout as Chicago State, they've made their last 5 shots, haven't allowed a field goal in the last 3 minutes.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
Red hot start here for Chicago State. Here was the last play down the floor that we thought live was a goaltend, and
right there.
That's pretty cut and dry from Cameron Jernigan, who maybe was grabbing the rim just so he wouldn't fall on the way down, but that was a
violation. That is still a violation.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I know you're worried about your safety, but the ball is still live. That is a goaltend, and yet the officials clearly missed that one. And you could even see the St. Xavier coaching staff led by head coach Robert Ford. They were saying, how is that not a goaltend? How do you miss that big man with a 22 jersey on, grabbing on the rim?
That's a 6'7" junior from Gary, Indiana, who's just parachuting down and touching his own rim when the ball was pretty much right adorned on it. But it's been a quality start for Chicago State. Robert Ford, the man who you just mentioned at the helm of the St. Xavier squad, he was head coach at Salem University at the D2 level prior, a stop in West Virginia. Guy who's got some NCAA tournament playing experience. He played at Eastern Michigan from 05 through 07 before he transferred to South Alabama. And that next year they had 26 wins. It was a program record. Made the NCAA tournament at 26-6.
And you see Gerald Gillian, Chicago State's third-year man, looking for back-to-back 11-win seasons. Already back-to-back 10-win seasons thanks to the win on Friday. 11 wins a year ago, a win today, 11-15 if you get the W.
Yeah, it's a great note. What's on the line for Chicago State today? A win, and they matched that total from the 11-20 season last year, and we're still just 3 weeks here into January.
Right, they'll have one more home game against IU Northwest, so another chance to boost that win total before you go into the NEC, make it look pretty before you get on into the NCAA D1 conference tournament play next year.
Yeah, they'll hit the road again after this one, and they've been pretty tough. They've had a really tough road schedule. Corbett trying to work through. And it's going to be St. Xavier basketball. Nice play defensively there from Marko Tojajic, who just checked in.
And you mentioned Chicago State's road schedule. We'll talk more about that after we get a look at Corbett getting his shot blocked right back in his face, and then it goes off his elbow. But Chicago State, 3 straight wins. They won 2, the last 2 of that 8-game road trip. Not often do you see the Cougars come home in high spirits, but here they are looking for 4 straight wins.
They had to go down to Manhattan, had to go to Stillwater. Yeah. You're playing Big 12. The Big 12 this year is absolutely a gauntlet. Kansas, I think, League has already lost 3 games in conference play.
Yeah, I was about to say, when isn't the Big 12 a gauntlet? That was one of those Power 5 conferences in basketball. As Jernigan tried to block the shot, but still scored inside for St. Xavier.
Nice little left-hand hook shot there from Toljacic. That was a soft touch. He checked in off the bench after the last whistle, as did Trey Ward, the junior from Chicago. And it's a 4-point lead for Chicago State.
2-2-1 zone for St. Xavier, trying to pick up Chicago State, make them try to force it from beyond the arc.
And they're trying to muck it up in the paint and right around the free throw line, making it real tight. Trying to find these back doors have been hard to come by for Chicago State too. Jernigan lost it, turns around, floats it, hits the jumper.
Cam Jernigan, the welcomed addition of him this season because he gives them size. You could put Jashawn Corbett at the 4, and then when he's on the bench, you have Jernigan inside. Most teams at the D1 level can't really match that 6'7", 6'8" frame down low.
When you score 131, it's hard to say that anybody really had a quiet quality performance as that surrounded up. But Cam Jernigan, 15 points, 9 boards, 4 blocks in just 20 minutes. Crawford's going to rip it from the corner. Bullseye.
Yeah, I thought A.J. Neal was going to let it fly. He had 18 in that game Friday. Instead, he gave it to Noble Crawford. And Noble has been playing well. So much confidence these last 5 games for Chicago State.
Noble shooting just under 37% from distance. Was 0-3 for beyond the arc on Friday, but gets the look here. A nice strong take from Julian Barr, who's making his first appearance of the year. Guy played 30 games last year, started 13. A senior from Tinley Park just down the road, but hadn't appeared yet this year. And here's the lob, and this time it works. Crawford to Jernigan.
Cam couldn't quite get his hands on the rim, so no jam, no slam, whatever. He drops it in. 2 points counts all the same.
Up by 9, 13:30 to go here in the first half. Streeter off the dribble, drives baseline.
Stepped out.
And he stepped out, did Marko Toljacic, the freshman for Belgrade, Serbia, who hit that huge shot that really kind of got them going. Down by 4, 20 seconds left. He hits the 3 from the corner. That made them feel like they had a chance. And then down the stretch, I mean, you think about what Olivet Nazari did. They hit 2 free throws. Then you get Johnson, who hits the and one. At the buzzer, it looked like they added 0.3 seconds left. Didn't matter. It's basically a free throw. You either win or go to OT. And cold-blooded. Stepped up, drilled it. They win the game, and they're tied at 3rd of the conference. Deep triple up and in. A.J. Neal picking up right where he left off on Friday night.
Nice shot from A.J. Neal, cashing in those threes. He heard me say maybe you shouldn't shoot a 3 after he missed a wide not 3, and he wouldn't miss after that.
A.J. Neal this weekend is 6 of 10 from 3. He's 1 of 1 inside the perimeter as well. Had a career game on Friday, 18 points. That was a career high. And a nice dribble tank there with the float game. Strong Trey Ward.
I like what Cam Jernigan did, though. He didn't pick up the foul. He went straight up to avoid the contact. Basket was made anyway, but still something to note about the fundamentals of Cam Jernigan.
G. Charles, he kind of lost it, but it goes right to Jernigan. Gets his man in the air, works through the double, gets the bucket and the foul.
Oh, great footwork by 22 and Gray. Cam Jernigan got that ball on the low block. He did a couple of spin moves to elude St. Xavier defenders, and once he got right in front of the cup, just dropped it in for 2. Looking to complete a 3-point play. Let's marvel at the work from Cam Jernigan.
Yeah, size, athleticism. How about him just creating that much space with that much traffic right around him?
Man, great work. Just wants to get using that height, because when he swims through with the ball, most of the defenders are at his elbow. So all he has to do, go straight up, drop it in, using his height to his advantage.
And 15 points on Friday. That was a season high. He misses the free throw here. 64% free throw shooter. Does have an early 6 points on a perfect 3 of 3 from the field, though. And Chicago State, once again, they have made 5 straight buckets. Ward, who just hit his last shot. Off the dribble with the strong take, and it's going to be a second. Should be a second.
Right, should be the second. Right, that should be the second, but this time they actually do catch Cam for the goaltend, and now he'll go to the bench for Jashawn Corbett. Wesley Cardette also come back in. That went off the glass, and yep, can't do that, Cam. Points for St. Xavier.
It's going in either way.
Yes, it was.
Trey Ward looking pretty strong here in the early run of it, first 8 minutes.
All right, now it's going to be a 1-3-1 zone here for St. Xavier, so they're going to try to play through Chicago's wings with Spate and Davis out there. They're also going to continue to pack it in. You don't want Cardette to have that decisive post advantage against your defenders.
Cardette with the bounce pass, tight to the rim. Corbett hounded, and A.J. Neal's going to hoist a really deep 3. This time he misses. Make it 6 for 11 on the weekend. Guy just absolutely feeling it from beyond the arc.
And you're happy to see it for A.J. Neal. He missed all the last season with an ACL. And not only that, he's played all 25 games. So after missing the season due to injury, perfect attendance this year.
Belkis, who's one of the guys who just checked in, redshirt freshman from Illinois, and a 3 on the way. No good from Trey Ward. He's really looking for his shot early and often. He's 2 of 4 from the field with 4 points in just 4 minutes. Garnett driving baseline. Bumped away and it stays in. Seen a couple nice plays defensively from Tojevic here down low.
St. Xavier showing off their usage of hands in this early going. That was Tojevic who knocked it away, as you mentioned, Max. But also, now see, I was just about to say they've done a good job getting into their sets, but now moving screen and negate everything I was getting ready to say, turn it over to Chicago State.
Andre Brandon was trying to slip to the rim, it looked like, but gets called for the moving screen, and it's an under 12 media break. 11:05 left. Chicago State leading by 10 here at the Jones Convocation Center.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
Chris, what a terrific start it's been so far today for Noble Crawford.
How do you want Noble Crawford to throw it down? Do you want the punch or do you want the windmill? It doesn't matter. Noble Crawford's creativity on display, even though he shortchanged us there as he just banked it in for 2. Throw it down, Noble, or throw it in from deep.
It hit the 3 ball, could give it the windmill. The windmill was actually the first dunk, and then he hit the hammer and dropped the anvil on the second one. That was, a matter of seconds later. He's been a highlight reel guy. 7 minutes, he's got 9 points, 4 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from deep. He's got a dime as well, and, well, Chicago State shooting 77%. Don't forget about what St. Xavier's doing, though, themselves. They're 6 of 10 from the field, shooting 60%.
Both of these teams came ready to play. And also St. Xavier, they're trying to keep this as close and competitive as possible. They don't want this band to drown them out like they've sort of been drowning us out all season long. But I still love the CSU band here at the JCC. But St. Xavier defensively, 3 defenders have been committed to Wesley Garnett Jr. when he gets the ball in the low block. They have decided we do not want the usual suspect to cause our downfall.
Yeah, Garnett's got 2 points here only at this point, but I think most notably has not attempted a field goal yet. He did get to the free throw line and hit both, but you said they've been just hounding him down low when he's gotten the basketball. And we've seen a few different zone looks over the last 6 or 7 minutes.
And that's really just to keep Wesley out of the paint. They're going to try to force him to hit those shots.
What can he do here? Draws a ton of traffic, hits his man in the air, creates some space, and makes it look easy at the same time.
Andre Brandon did a good job defensively. He failed for the first ball fake, and once that happened, Wesley used the step through and just banked it in.
Well, there's the reverse announcer's jinx. As soon as you say a guy hasn't attempted a field goal, he gets a wide open layup as Brandon with his step back. Short on the rim, but a good rebound from Okataidi.
They always try to blame us for stuff. Call it the commentator's credit up here.
Oh, yeah. We never get credit when it happens the other way,
right?
Sando Hill's got some nasty handles. He's trying to take Corbett here, works it to his left hand, but got touched. Had a piece on the way up, it looked like it. Garnett trying to push the pace now. He's 1 on 3, and he gets the bucket.
There's no one on that St. Xavier roster that can match that athleticism. Once he gets going downhill, it's like getting in front of a truck, and you won't see most people try to do that.
Nice 2-man game and a great dish into the corner as well. The 3 is buried for Mason Kibelkis.
That's one of the best ball movement possessions we've seen out of St. Xavier. That was 2 solid passes, top of the key to the paint, and they kicked it out for 3.
That was a thing of beauty. They do like to push the pace. 78 points per game, a team that shoots 49.5% from the field too, as Garnett's really starting to look for his shot now.
Now you mentioned they like to push the pace. If Garnett is going to miss those shots, that will favor St. Xavier. They're playing zone to try to settle themselves down defensively, but if you miss shots, you better get back.
Brent Davis going the other way for the 2-handed flush.
I feel like Brent Davis gets a steal and 2-hand slam every game. I know the game against Stetson he did that. He did it again against East West the other night. Here we go with 2 against St. Xavier.
Brent Davis, there's not many better. He's 31st in the country at 2.2 steals per game. Noble Crawford's actually not that far behind him at 2 steals a game. That's a tough fadeaway look. It does not fall for Okataiti.
Great defense from Brent Davis, and that's what he does. That doesn't go in the stat sheet as a forced miss, but that's all Brent Davis's 3-and-D ability.
Brent Davis has 4 steals right now, and that's an easy look. That's 9 times out of 10 going down for Corbett at least.
Corbett just now getting to his 2nd basket of the game. He was scoring at will in that game on Friday, but he's got 4 here to go with 3 boards.
27, 19, and 11 was the line, by the way. 10 of 14 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3. He had 9 offensive rebounds. You take away the defensive boards, he almost went triple-double.
And then, of course, he had a new career high in scoring with those 27 points as well. The previous 25. Foul here against Chicago State. St. Xavier looks like they're searching for answers here, down by 15. Try to go with a mix of size and speed coming off the bench.
Jack Walsh and James White will check it for the visitors. A couple of attempts coming in for Chicago State as well, as it looks like Alex Ryford has entered the game for the first time. Talk about efficient. And he had 14 minutes at 10 points, perfect from the field, perfect from deep on Friday in a rare appearance, just his 4th of the season, tonight now being his 5th.
One thing I love about these in-city matchups, all the kids from Chicago. Here, all these different high schools that either I've seen teams play or I've heard of other kids come from that school.
Streeter getting into the paint. Tough shot, defended well there by Ryford. Chicago State comes away with it. Yeah, James White, another guy, freshman from Chicago. And you're always trying to show out against one of your local opponents.
And that foul's going to go against St. Xavier.
That's Teljevic, and I believe that is going to be his 2nd.
And let's see, we get a look at it. Ryford goes in on him. He's going to get, Teljevic is going to get the foul on the off arm there. And now Ryford back to the stripe to transfer out of Northwest Oklahoma.
Junior from Chicago. Had 2 points on the season that came in November prior to the outing he had on Friday, and he could get a lot of run again here this afternoon, you think?
Right. If I remember right, he only had like 2 shot attempts up until the game on Friday. So that was the first bit of real game reps he's had. And now here's Deshaun Jean-Charles. He was a starter early on, playing more of a bench role.
Yeah, we've seen Noble Crawford and Cameron Jernigan kind of supplant themselves in the starting lineup over the course of really now for both of them the last month plus. So they've well earned that. And we'll see what Deshaun Jean-Charles can continue to do off the bench. As there's a turnover, and that's number 9 already for St. Xavier. 8:03 left in the first half.
Kabelka sort of zigged when he should have zagged. He was trying to go left. The pass went right, and the ball went past the first-year player out of Piatone, Illinois.
Jean-Charles running the offensive show right now from up top.
Brent Davis playing point guard off the ball, pointing out the play for Ryford.
Patient approach here, and Chicago State probing from beyond the perimeter. Oh, and the lob. Crawford comes down with it. Goes right back up, too strong. Cam Jernigan, he gets stripped away. Good defense by Jack Walsh. But Jean-Charles takes it right back. Ryford connects on the triple.
Great hustle. Chicago State staying with that ball. I thought that was right. I thought you caught that right, Max. Walsh had a great block. Unfortunately, nobody in red could come up with it. Ryford, why not 3? Cashed it in.
6-0 run. It's a scoring drought now. It's about 2.5 minutes for St. Xavier. Chicago State leading this game by 20. Strong tank all the way to the bucket, high off the window. That's a soft touch from Marko Teljevic, freshman from Belgrade, Serbia.
No fear. He went right at Cam Jernigan, who went straight up, thought he could have got a hand on it, but the ball over the outstretched arm.
The offense has looked pretty strong. I mean, throughout almost the entirety of these first 13 minutes for St. Xavier. Wide open look for Brent Davis off the heel. And a strong board coming out with it, Jordan Streeter.
Oh!
Yeah, Jernigan coming right back into your living room, though.
Streeter got the rebound, and when he brought it down, Cam sort of just took it from him, stepped inside for the 2-hand slam.
Dunks aplenty here in the early stages for Chicago State. We've seen, I believe, 4 already to this point. And a foul with the arm bar out for Alex Ryford.
Coach Gerald Gillian and his team up by 20 points here with 6:33 to go in the first half. Cam Jernigan with a takeaway, and then he goes right to the basket to give his team 2 more points.
Grown man slam, and it's Chicago State double it up. Their visitors 40-20 here at the under 8 timeout.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
6:33 remain here in the first half at Chicago State 40 at St. Xavier 20. 50% from the field still St. Xavier, but Chicago State is shooting it at a 70% clip. They are 4 of 8. 50% for deep. I mean, they're pretty much doing everything well right now.
Also, 23 points off 11 St. Xavier turnovers as opposed to 2 points off 4 Chicago State turnovers. The Cougars defense has certainly picked up their intensity all over the floor here at the JCC, led by Noble Crawford and Cam Jernigan.
Robert Fort rallying the troops here. Mentioned he played in that NCAA tournament back in 08 as you check out the Chicago State bench as well. That was a fun tournament because if you were a chalk guy when it comes to the brackets, that was the first time and still long time ever. 4-1 seeds in the Final Four.
One of my favorite NCAA tournaments ever. I was a huge Derrick Rose fan. Like I said, I'm from the area, man. So, you know, I loved Derrick Rose when I was coming up, even when he was at Memphis, even when he was at Simeon. I wanted them to win so badly, just couldn't get past Mario Chalmers in the Kansas Jayhawks. I remember that championship Monday.
Yeah, as fun as it is to have a Cinderella in the Final Four, even to the Elite Eight, or making it, you know, to the second weekend in general, when you get 4-1 seeds, you get the best of the best, and you get great games, and that's what we had in the Final Four.
Right, we had Derrick Rose at Memphis, Hansbrough at North Carolina, Kevin Love at UCLA, and Kansas had the national championship team led by Bill Self.
That was a great year.
Yes, it was.
Step back. No, it's going to be a charge. Got the arm out with the shove off. Tojajic is called for the offensive foul. That's going to be his 3rd foul already in this first half.
Great defense by Reifert. There you see his eyes on the ball. Great shot from our camera crew. And then there's just an outright push that'll send Reifert to the floor.
Yeah, beat your man to the spot. That's why the arm bar comes out. And just great defense from Reifert. A guy who's not out there playing a ton of minutes, but playing very well.
Yeah, that's 3 on Tojajic, and he's going to go to the bench here to wrap up this first half.
He's got 3 of the team's 6 fouls. Chicago State has 3 fouls total so far at this point. With 6:10 left, and they go for the lob again. Jernigan could not connect on the other end of it. And it's picked up by St. Xavier. They're loving it. It's pretty much coming from that same corner down the baseline on the backdoor cut for the lob every time.
Chicago State band, they're getting restless, man. They said, come on, Cam, as he missed that one off the rim.
Haven't seen a lot from Stevenson so far to this point. James White in possession now. And a deep 3, that looks money, but it's a little bit too strong from Julian Barr. Garnett trying to push the pace, gets bumped and gets the, oh, they're going to wave off the bucket and stay on the floor.
Man, that's unfortunate because I thought that was definitely an act of shooting. And I'm not going to be surprised anytime he gets the ball like this, Max. You see Wesley Cardette get that rebound, zigs and zags through red jerseys, takes the contact. Should have been continuation, but it'll be, actually, no, they are going to put Wesley at the stripe.
Well, it is foul number 7, so it would be a 1-and-1 either way. I think that is the call, but that's going to be an and 1 for him in his future, most likely, right?
In the Wesley Cardette highlight tape, that's an and 1.
Yeah.
He's going to cut it at the whistle.
Second trip to the free throw line for him. High archer is money. He's 3 of 3 from the line so far today. He's got 7 points.
This is a kid in Cardette a year ago who set the program record in total free throws made for Chicago State. That ability to get to the free throw line, that's key. If that shot's not working, you have to find other ways to score. He uses his basketball IQ to do it.
And man, when the shot is working and he's making the free throws and getting to the line, he's nearly unstoppable on both ends because he's a guy who he's just as good on this side as he is offensively.
St. Xavier can't stop Cardette going downhill, and that's just an unnecessary foul by Gene Charles. Another guy who's sort of fallen out of the rotation because of the minutes from Jernigan and Crawford. He's still key for Chicago State, but that's just one issue where sometimes he can get caught defending with his hands and gets himself in foul trouble.
And that looked like maybe just a little bit of frustration from a guy who's not getting major minutes anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a shot attempt yet in these 6 minutes, 2 assists. And now another whistle.
Yeah, Tristan Arnaud with the reach in after that deflected pass.
Arnaud had 1 basket in that game Friday, and it was a beauty. The reverse layup, kiss off the glass.
Shot clock reset, but it's not going down right now, and I think that's what the whistle was going to be. It was at 20, but it never ran off the inbound. 42-20 with 5:23 left as Gerald Gillian in his 3rd year looks on, and he's looking to match the win total from last year's team at 11, looking to push this win streak to 4 before they hit the road
What a job he, associate head coach Barrington Terry, Jelani Hewitt, and Scott Spinelli have done this year.
That was a pretty drive to the bucket and a nice step back with cleanup duty. Jack Walsh, the senior from Orland Park.
Yeah, out of Sandburg High School over there, right, was that on LaGrange Road?
That's a money three for Wesley Cardette Jr., who's into double figures. He's the first one there with 11.
Why am I not surprised? Wesley Cardette Jr. is the first one there. It's either he or Corbett that would probably get there. Actually, Jernigan has 9, and he hasn't scored. And Noble has 9, hasn't scored since.
Turnaround jumper off the heel, and this time a strong board by G. Charles.
I'd be surprised if he gives this up. Try to get his shot up here.
Arno with a no-look pass inside to Corbett. Gets stops, turns, fades, and that's right in his wheelhouse.
Deshaun Corbett, throughout his career, he's always been comfortable in the post. It's just a matter of if he can face you up or back to the basket. Much more comfortable back to the basket this season.
Up by 25 and still shooting 69% right now at Chicago State. G. Charles gets a deflection. Stays right here. James Stevenson coming off a career game. Showcasing the handles, the 6'8" freshman. Oh, with a great layoff. Almost a stuff at the rim from Arno, but he gets whistled for the foul.
That's still some strong, incredible wrist strength from Walsh because he went right through the contact. I actually thought Arno blocked it at first because how well he went through, but unfortunately Walsh unable to finish it through the contact. Will go to the line.
We've seen some great flashes this year from a freshman from Sun River Terrace, Illinois, and James Stevenson at 22 points, 9 of 11 from the field last night. Actually didn't score over the last 16.5 minutes. They all came in the first less than 24 minutes. He was the dominant force of that game.
Yeah, but also in yesterday's game, they had their leading scorer. So, you had a multitude of weapons if you were St. Xavier in that game yesterday. And you definitely are going to need a big performance out of Stevenson as well.
Yeah, Stevenson's also shooting 68% from the field in 2024. That's 5 games in. He started every game since the week of Thanksgiving. He's really been a bright spot, and he's going to grow and develop into a really good player, especially if he can find that shot from beyond the perimeter. Up by 24. Corbett with the three-point attempt, short off the rim. Cardette got a piece of it, but James Stevenson comes down with it.
Good job by Streeter. He got inside position, kept Wesley from securing that rebound with 2 hands.
Stevenson working on G. Charles. Driving into the lane, floats it up and off the heel. Corbett looking to push. A.J. Neal kicks it into the corner. Somehow that got through to Arnell.
5 out for Chicago State offensively.
A bit of a helter-skelter possession here as G. Charles is going to hoist, and it's too strong. Plucked out of the air by Jack Walsh.
Yeah, you're right about that. A lot of helter-skelter. They had a man open. A.J. Neal's pass sort of took a slower hop to Arno than he wanted. That deterred them from shooting a 3.
And St. Xavier's going to slow it down. James Stevenson, who can really control the ball at 6'8". That's a tough contested shot, but he follows it up well. Arno almost with the strip. Reverse layup doesn't go. Put back, no good from Walsh.
Stevenson missed it, but that's great recognition of where he was at the basket.
I don't know how that wasn't a foul on the open floor, but that's going to be one from Streeter. That was a ton of contact from Julian Barr off the pass.
He ran right into Corbett, and then here's another look at that play. Just ran right into Barr. You could have caught it offensively if there was going to be a foul, but there's Gene Charles. He goes right at Streeter. Streeter picks up the foul.
I appreciate when they let him play. It's a lot of contact in the open court to not have a whistle, but we will have a timeout here. 2:51 left in the first half. 47-23. Chicago State comfortably in front.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
back here at the Jones Convocation Center. The band is rocking. That's right next to us, so it's pretty loud, but they have reason to be loud with their team playing this well, and at this point, well on their way to potentially at this pace another 100-point outing.
I mean, this band trying to spark this CSU team to their 11th win of the season, and I mean, they've got the fans here in the JCC rocking, and let's see if this Chicago State lead at 24. Let's see how much further they can push this along with 2:51 to go in the first half.
Chicago State being led by who other than Wesley Carnett Jr., who's got 11 points on just 4 shots so far. He's a perfect 4-4 from the line. Noble Crawford's got 9. Cam Jernigan quietly has 8. Corbett off that triple-double's got 6 points. On the other side for St. Xavier, it's Brandon leading the way with 5 points, and then they have a trio of players at 4, and that's Ward, Barr, and Tojajic.
And Brandon hasn't scored in quite some time. His last basket came to give St. Xavier 7. That was a 3-point field goal.
G. Charles steps up, but hits his first look from the charity stripe, a 67% free throw shooter. Sophomore from Fort Lauderdale. Chicago State never did trail, as you said earlier, Chris, of that game on Friday, and certainly it's been comfortable pretty much from the jump here tonight, too.
And also in that game Friday, East-West only had about 2 stretches where they were able to get back-to-back buckets without Chicago State scoring. So not often in that game Friday did Chicago State give up one and have a chance to get their heads down. They immediately would score right after.
Streeter looking inside. Great defending down low for Brent Davis, who's at a real size disadvantage. A lob into the post and the swat from Noble Crawford at the last second.
That athleticism on display again, making up for a bit of a late jump.
Carnett with a look inside to Corbett, trying to get the shot up in amongst the trees. He does, and he's hacked.
Chicago State, once again, just too much athleticism down low for St. Xavier. I mean, Walsh thought he had an easy layup, and out of nowhere, Noble Crawford sends the shot back. Just unfortunate for Walsh. Walsh played 11 minutes when these teams met a year ago, only had 5 points.
Yeah, you mentioned the athleticism, the height. St. Xavier's got some decent height comparatively to Chicago State. It's not like that's much of a disadvantage, but they don't have somebody like Noble Crawford who could just jump out of the gym.
And then also with Noble, he can guard 5 positions. I mean, he goes 6'5". He can guard the ball handler. He can guard the big. We just saw him block the big man shot down low to send that the last shot back from Walsh.
What's funny is every time I look at my notes or I look at the roster and I see 6'5" for Crawford, I question that I have a typo in my notes because he plays so much larger than that.
Right, exactly. I remember earlier in the year, I thought he was about 6'7", 6'8", right? But he's just 6'5", but he plays so huge for the Chicago State Cougars team who's getting ready to go into the NEC next year. They can use that athleticism.
Yeah, Walsh is actually 4 inches taller than Crawford. Stevenson backing down his man, gets his shot, and that's just money.
That's the best post work we've seen out of anybody in a red uniform so far for St. Xavier. First time Stevenson's had a comfortable touch.
Yeah, that's his first bucket as well. He missed his first 3. To go inside of the free throw line with Corbett. Turns faces, and well, he finds a wide open Cardet, who nowhere close.
Watch out, referee, as he almost got sandwiched by Reifert and Crawford. Not much room in between 14 and 15.
That was a funky, almost broken play. I think Corbett was surprised that Cardet was so wide open right in front of him, but that Cardet in rhythm just way off the mark.
Yeah, just one of those why not threes, but we saw why not. He airballed it.
Ward all the way in, scoops it, but too strong. Cardet step back, fade away, 3 this time, and of course he hits that one.
Yeah, Cardet, that time he was eyeing the basket. He's going to look for the basket every chance he gets because he's the best weapon Chicago State has against St. Xavier.
Sometimes it's the tough shots that he makes look just so easy, right? Wide open one when he's got a ton of airspace, off the mark, but that one was just cash. As Chicago State pushing it the other way, up by 29 now. Cardet gives it right back to Corbett. Thought about the 3. And less than a minute now. Cardet struck taken. I think they're going to get a Walsh here on the foul.
Yeah, Barr knew he was overmatched. You could see him trying to press up on Wesley Cardet Jr. And once Wesley got into his dribble, he tried to retreat, and then he went right past him. It was going to result in Stevenson and Walsh fouling him in order to keep him from getting easy two.
So another trip to the free throw line from a guy who just gets there simply at will. Wesley Cardet Jr. has been there. This is shot number 5, and he's made all of them.
Chicago State by 30 now, 55-25, 56 seconds to go here in this half.
So this is matchup number 3 between these two teams in their respective histories. They played last year in February. It was a 91-67 win for Chicago State, and the first meeting, that was 16 years ago, back in November of 2008. We go back to 2008 again, huh?
Hey, I was 18 then, so I'd be happy to go back to November 2008. I wish I could go back with the knowledge I have now.
112-83 was the final that day for Chicago State. Oh, it was a good year. We were just talking about it. The Final Four was fantastic.
I told you I loved 08 for a reason.
Ward just hit him with like 5 jab steps, got his man in the air, but at the same time he picked up his dribble. Shot clock is at 2. Got to get a shot up. Cardette gets the swat, and he'll take it all the way in and drop the anvil.
How come Noble Crawford's having all the fun? It's Wesley's turn to get in the open floor and throw one down.
Up by 33, and St. Xavier's going to hold for the final shot of the half.
Yeah, Wesley's been waiting on that dunk all game. You can see him driving downhill every time he gets the ball.
Gets the block, gets the swat. A heady play, knowing the shot had to go up at that moment, and almost another steal, but it's going to result in a foul from Cardette. That's kind of just unfortunate there.
Yeah, Chicago State too aggressive defensively, if that's such a thing, with Davis and Reifert knocking the ball loose. Cardette really had nowhere to go but down. Unfortunately, Stevenson was underneath him. That's a foul.
And that is foul number 7, too. So it's going to be a 1-1. You can kind of see Jared
right.
laughing about it.
Come on. He's saying, come on.
I think his side thought that we have just enough time to go get another fast break dunk. And it looked like they were just on the brink of getting one.
Chicago State looking for back-to-back 60-point halves. That's if they take a shot here with 3.5 seconds. They had 60 in the first half in the game on Friday.
And if Cardette gets a shot up, he's got a chance to get 20-plus in the first half. He's sitting on 18 right now. It goes to Crawford. Gets on the right side of half court. Hyson at the buzzer. Close. Looked online. Great first half, though, from the home team. They really ramped up the defense late. 34% shooting for St. Xavier in the first half compared to Chicago State shooting 65% at 46% from distance. They take a 31-point lead into the halftime break here at the Jones Convocation Center.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. Touchdown! And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
That's our destination. Here's where we are now. Sam Brief, Taylor Norris. You ready to spiral?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. So Taylor, you're what I like to call like a spicy personality, right? You're always smiling, you're always talking. Tell me when you became sort of an extrovert.
Probably my whole life. I just grew up with this personality. Everybody points out my personality when they get to meet me, so it's just been my whole life.
You're wearing a lovely pair of Crocs, and you've got, what are they called? The little
Gibbets.
thing? The gibbets. It says Scorpio. So you're a Scorpio.
Yes.
I know your birthday's October 26th.
Everyone does.
What's the most Scorpio thing about you?
Oh gosh. Probably just outgoing. I hear that a lot. Scorpios are outgoing, so that.
You're from Rochester,
Yes.
New York.
Yes.
Tell me something about your hometown that I don't know.
Oh, that you don't know. I mean, you know it's cold and it snows all the time. But probably that a lot of people think Rochester's a small town, not so fun. But if you go there, it's a lot to experience. And the people are amazing.
Well, yeah, I know one person from Rochester.
Right.
Taylor
and I'm
Norris. She's
just
pretty
perfect,
cool.
So.
Taylor, tell me when you fell in love with basketball.
Probably 6th grade. My mom introduced it to me, and from there, I just sparked a natural talent. I mean, I'm still trying to improve my skills and everything, but yeah, I still have a love for the game, and it'll probably never stop.
Give me a professional basketball player that most resembles Taylor Norris.
A lot of people don't know her, but they know her because she just passed away, but her name is Lucia. I don't know her last name, but Coach introduced us to her, and I didn't even know her before Coach introduced us to her. But she's just an amazing person. I mean, she was the first woman drafted into the NBA, I believe, and her game was just amazing. Just watching old videos, and I just hope I can be like her one day.
Give me the scouting report for defending Taylor Norris when we play one-on-one.
Don't let me get past you, because if I get past you, you're not recovering.
Taylor, if I went to a movie theater with you right now, what sort of candy or concession would you get?
Okay, I would have to get a large water with a bunch of ice and a Snickers bar.
Large water, bunch of ice, and Snickers because you're not you when you're hungry, right?
Yes, you know that.
We've reached it. We're huffing and puffing
Yes,
a
we
little
are.
bit, but we're at the top of the staircase.
Yes.
Taylor Norris, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
Dr. Carroll took the helm at Chicago State in September of 2022. Her main top priority was to find us a conference. And today, we are celebrating the culmination of that process.
We are here today because we've been offered and we've accepted conference membership invitation to the Northeast Conference. I'm really happy to say that Chicago State in South Beach style will be bringing our talents to the Northeast Conference. Over Over the last 18 months, Chicago State University has been engaged in several conversations, meetings, phone calls, emails, trips, consultants, in order to really make this happen for our student athletes. At the end of the day, two things really align, and that was opportunity and fit. I want to thank Commissioner Morris for your leadership of the Northeast Conference. Your leadership with tenacity and leading really made it a good fit for us, and we are happy to call the NEC home. I would like to acknowledge our head coaches, our support staff, and our student athletes. Over the last year and a half, you've done something very difficult in this industry, and that is compete as a Division I independent. If you are not familiar with conference realignment and membership invitations, one of the things I can share with you is while the athletic directors are the ones that you all see day to day, these decisions happen on a presidential level. So I want to take time to really just thank President Scott for, out of all the things that the president should be doing, she really carved out special time for Chicago State athletics to make sure that this was a priority for not just myself, but for her. So for that, I really want to say thank you for getting us to today.
I am so excited to be here today to celebrate Chicago State University's acceptance into the Northeast Conference. This is a special day for the Cougar community and the entire NEC community. I'd like to thank President Scott and Monique Carroll for their leadership, as well as the Board of Directors, or the Board of Trustees here at Chicago State University. It is your leadership and your vision in getting us to here today is incredibly impressive. It is clear that Chicago State University is in good hands with leaders like these, and the NEC community is so thrilled to be part of the magic that you are building here on campus and in this community. The NEC presidents, as Monique mentioned, this is a presidential-driven decision, not only here on campus, but within our conference structure. Our presidents voted unanimously to offer acceptance or offer this invitation to the NEC, and we're excited to activate a long-term partnership.
I am thrilled, as your president, to accept this invitation to join the NEC. My top priority as a president is to strive what is best for CSU and its students. This conference will help ensure an incredible future for our program. The strong alignment between the conference members and university in our values and mission made this an easy decision. We are joining a conference that not only offers a first-class competitive experience, but also a conference that shares our commitment to supporting student athletes' holistic success and advancing the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know that the landscape of collegiate sports is ever evolving. This move advances the university's position in that landscape. Our student athletes will access elevated athletic programming, and the NEC conference will help Chicago State reach a larger audience of potential students beyond the borders of our city. Our brand will have a bigger presence in major East Coast markets like Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. Thank you to the Board of NEC for your unanimous approval, Commissioner Morris for your visit here today and your partnership, and thank you to our coaches and student athletes. Together, Cougars are reaching new heights.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. At Chicago State University, you'll find 5 academic colleges, 56 degree programs in all. Our School of Pharmacy is #1 in the Midwest for educating minority student scholars. We're ranked first in Illinois and second nationwide among public universities for educating and supporting African American student scholars. We've achieved 100% job placement in nursing, pharmacy, and occupational therapy. We're #2 in the nation for graduating black physics majors. For economic mobility, CSU is in the top 4% nationwide among all colleges and universities. And you get the attention you deserve because on average, there are only 10 students for every faculty member.
We have some of the best professors, some of the best mentors.
You have people that uplift you, that will open doors for you, that will help you.
It's an opportunity where you're able to make a change.
Chicago State University. Put your career in motion, your connection to friends and professors in motion. Put your future in motion. Chicago State University.
In 10 and a half minutes for Chicago State. But I mean, the show was started by Noble Crawford, that nice one-hand punch. I'm sure we'll see the windmill in there somewhere, but Cam Jernigan got involved. Chicago State, these Cougars roaming all over the JCC over another set of Cougars from St. Xavier.
Yeah, we saw some good takes in the bucket from Trey Warren on the other side. He was a bright spot offensively for St. Xavier. Brent Davis, I'll say it quietly, had 4 steals in the first 10 minutes, had a couple of fast breaks, had a two-handed flush. You said we always see those. Here's another two-handed flush, this one from Cam Jernigan.
And Brent Davis with that defense, he loves those two-hand rim grazers. He got up there, just kind of kisses the bottom of the iron. But Wesley Cardette, he was on full display to end that half. This slam, the highlight for Wesley in that first half.
Outside of the windmill, I think that might have been the highlight of the first half because shot clock was at 3. Shot had to get up. Right, Cardette gets right in his man's face beyond the perimeter, swats the shot away, goes to Davis, outlet pass, easy dunk, and just another highlight moment for Chicago State as they put up 58 in the first half.
Just missed their third straight half of at least 60. They had 61 in the first half on Friday, 70 in the second half Friday, only 58, so not quite up to par for a team who's been rolling these last 3 halves of basketball.
This is a weekend, right, for Chicago State, this Cougars side to really kind of improve and maybe you could use the word even inflate the season numbers for the season, right?
Well, if you're NCAA D1, you're going against NAIA. I mean, yeah, this is what you're trying to do, especially as an independent. For Chicago State, they're going to the NEC. Enjoy these games while you can because next season, this is conference time where you're playing for tournament positioning.
And I think we're all very excited. Everybody's really excited on the south side of Chicago to see this team back at a conference. And without that independent label as Cardette, I thought he was going to be the first to 20 with that layup, but easy mop-up duty for Cameron Jernigan.
And, Max, this is a program that was almost shut down a few years ago. I mean, in 2020, 2021, they only played 9 games. Didn't have enough bodies, couldn't even finish their WAC schedule. And then here they are with Gerald Gillian. They had to go through some institutional changes due to the change in conference. But now here they are, a chance to go into the NEC with a head coach and a plan.
Barr gets his shot swatted away. 0 for 2 on that possession. Did follow up his shot and get that offensive rebound. Haven't heard a lot from Corbett. It feels like today he doesn't have 8 points. Working a 2-man game with David Cardette.
Yeah, 8 points, 7 boards, 15 minutes.
They'll clear it out for him. Driving, trying to get to that left hand, the fadeaway, too strong. And Stevenson looking to sprint down the floor the other way. Here comes the freshman right at you. Swatted almost out of the gym by Cam Jernigan.
You know how usually they say he swatted that to the third row. No exaggeration there. The only thing that kept that one from going into the third row is the ball hit the top of the seat. Stevenson swims through. Jernigan says, no, get that out of here, sir. I don't care if you are from out south.
Yeah, that never stood a chance, really, right?
No new friends for Cam Jernigan. He blocked that request.
Stevenson was just hanging in the air a little bit too long, and an easy block. Gillian looking on. Shot clock is 21 right now, and there's an easy turnover. Maybe the easiest of the season for Brent Davis, who throws it down this time with the left hand.
So he can dunk with just one hand. We didn't get the two-hand rim grazer that time from Brent. He throw it in with the left hand and punch it home.
A man possessed on the defensive side of things is Brent Davis, who's got 5 steals.
He's been a great addition.
5 points, too. Could he maybe get a double-double with steals as they force a turnover?
Brent's been a great addition to this team. I remember he came over from the Citadel last year. They were happy to see the Brent Davis highlight reel, and here it is. He had that game winner against the Citadel. This is a little prettier. He throws it down with one hand. No glass needed.
Oh, coming right into your living room. Brent Davis, whose dad played for the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure they're excited today. Trying to hit the 3. Jernigan's getting a lot of touches on the offensive board. Comes right back fortuitously to him, and he gets the and 1 to go.
Cam Jernigan, he's an interesting addition to this team because he's a little bit a bit of a fish out of water. He's a little out of place on this roster. He's from Gary, Indiana. The rest of the team is from Florida, so he's the only guy here who's from the area, a player who's made his name here locally, and now in Chicago State, making a name for himself as a collegiate athlete.
That is the funny thing, because usually when you get a matchup between 2 schools separated by I mean, legitimately 6 miles, just due west of here is St. Xavier, 6 miles. But you get 2 teams from the same area, you think there's a lot of guys from this town. Well, almost all the Chicago guys, legitimately all the Chicago guys out here you're going to see tonight are on either bench or on the St. Xavier side. And Chicago State, like we've been talking about all year, it's Sunshine State aplenty. God, Davis might have been going up for the dunk again there, but he got poked free.
Right, Davis wanted to try to finish one and almost an alley-oop, but too many people caught in between. Barr didn't know what he wanted to do with that one. Cardette got it.
Cardette too much leg, just plucked that right out of the sky, and now he's trying to drive and a foul on the right shin against Andre Brandon.
St. Xavier trying to get in on the fun there, but Barr just got caught in the air. He wanted to throw the oop. Wesley Cardette put himself right in the middle of the field, almost like a free safety there. He's going to make that a tough throw for you. He intercepts the pass.
I think Barr wanted to give Chicago State just a little taste of their own medicine there.
Uh-oh. Oh, they were looking for Crawford.
Yeah. And it did not work out as they drew it up. 2:45 gone by here in this second half. 64-27 as things stand. It's been all Chicago State. They've really looked at sync on both ends of the floor. As Sando Hill trying to work against Brent Davis, absorbs the contact, and it'll be a shooting foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
I'd let him know what the official saw there. I thought Brent did good with the on-ball defense. When they made contact, I thought they met at the spot at the same time. So unless Brent swiped down, which he clearly didn't, the hand is up. So I thought that was body contact.
In terms of the contact, that was almost a carbon copy of the Cardette play we saw earlier that was whistled a foul on the floor. It was contact, right. One-step shot. This time they did give him the continuation, did Sando Hill.
Yeah, so Hill, but also remember, Cardette ended up going to the stripe because of the penalty. So now Hill, he actually gets continuations. That's another reason why I'd like to know what that official saw. It looked like they got there at the same time, and you could have caught it on the floor. Only because he had to gather for Hill is why he got the shot.
And Brent Davis is so locked in defensively. You just kind of like to think when he gets to the right spot, and he thinks it wasn't a foul, he's probably pretty right most of the time, you'd guess. Gets a wide open look here from the left wing and connects nothing but nylon on the 3.
Well, there's a way to get it back. He gets a 3-point field goal on the other end. Brent Davis, 3-and-D personified on the Chicago State roster.
He's up to 10 points with his second triple to go with those 5 steals, 2 assists, and a rebound. Stevenson trying to get by. Can't Jernigan. Jernigan got a hand on it. Kept alive. Stevenson was somehow able to pluck that over to Hill. It stays with St. Xavier, and Barr buries the 3.
Yeah, Barr, he's been looking to score. We saw him throw the alley-oop, which was errant. This time he's a wide open 3. Lets that fly. Cashed it in.
Stevenson kept that alive. It looked like most of the players were going back down the other end. Got a quality possession when all is said and done as Noble Crawford swirls around and out on the 3. Cardette right back. Too hard out the window, and Crawford almost came right back down in it. Goes back up again and gets fouled.
Crawford, I kind of wish he would have got that dunk to go in. That was a nice play. He flew over 2 players to try to tip dunk it. Iron unkind to the home team, but a noble effort from Crawford.
He's just getting beat up on the way up, too, on the follow-up attempt at 67-31. First media break here in the second half.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
great seats at a great price? Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Let's take a look at this last possession of this effort here. On the 3 ball for Brent Davis. My bad, I thought we were coming back with the duck there that was a little obscure, but it was the Brent Davis triple. Davis having a great game on both sides. We've seen the defense, we've seen the theft, we've seen the dunks, and we're seeing the 3 ball too.
And that was a driving kick there from Noble Crawford, who's going to go to the free throw line when action resumes. He was able to set up Brent Davis, who was just spotted up in his catch and shoot position. But we did see Noble Crawford go in for a tip dunk slam opportunity, missed it, and then when he missed it, the ball went straight up and straight down, rattled around the rim, but out. So Noble get 2 shots.
When that happens, it just felt like, I feel like everybody in the building thought that ball was going in slow motion on the way down, and you couldn't tell from our vantage point if it was going to land back in or not.
And like Noble almost was at the point where he was hanging on the rim. He almost could have caught it and pushed it back in. Wouldn't have counted, but that was a great effort. Also, great show of athleticism.
Yeah, you probably have a good still shot out there. Somebody was taking photos of him hanging on the rim and the ball almost out of the shot because it's so high in the air. He'll go back to the free throw line. And once again, we saw on full display his leaping ability, but his quick ability to get back up off the ground after coming down.
And now Noble also looking to get into double figures with his free throw. He's got 9 in the game. He'd be the 4th Cougar, Chicago State Cougar, to get double figures.
Yeah, he hasn't scored, actually, since there were a little over 14 minutes left in the first half. He had those 9 points straight out of the gate.
Right. Noble had 9, and Cam Jernigan had 8. Since then, they've combined for 4. Cam has all 4 of them.
And we should say that Noble Crawford, those were maybe the loudest 9 points we've seen this year. When it got the windmill, the hammer dunk, and then the 3.
Right. We saw all 9 of his points in our halftime melt, actually. We saw the dunks and the 3. We saw the whole first half highlight film for Noble Crawford. Now these officials getting in on the highlight film, as they usually do. We got to make a review over here at the sideline.
Yeah, I don't think this review was kick-started during the media timeout. I don't think they were looking over there at the monitor until we actually returned.
Yeah, when the huddles broke, so you see both teams are on the floor lined up for the free throws. The huddles broke, and now you see the official, he's looking at the screen, but even the people at the scores table look a little confused. They don't know what he's reviewing here. Maybe it's a timing issue. Like, you see one of the scorers, she was saying, what are you looking at?
I don't know if it was timing or he kind of got hit to Crawford on the way up by 2 different guys that they're looking at maybe who the foul was called on. Rick O'Neal, by the way, Scott Tierney, and Edward Draper are our 3 officials today here at the Jones Convocation Center. And now we're back and ready to go as Crawford, like you said, tries to get into double figures, and he will with the first.
10 on the day for Noble in 16 minutes. And I really do hope this is a kid that stays with the Chicago State program with the transfer portal. You never know what's going to happen with rosters, but this is a kid with great athleticism. If he and Cardette and Corbett come back for another year, you'd love to see Chicago State in the NEC.
It's so tough nowadays for the prognosticators, especially, how they always come out with a way too early look at next season. As soon as the national championship's over in any sport.
About 3 guys transfer.
Great backdoor cut from the weak side. That's Julian Barr, soft off the window for the bucket. But especially in basketball, when you play so few guys, right? You don't know who's going to be where with the transfer portal. You do know who the freshmen are going to be incoming, but it's so hard to predict what teams are going to look like next season.
Exactly. College basketball, it's always been a business, let's be honest, behind the scenes, but it's becoming more of an out front business as Chicago State handling business with Noble feeding Jernigan the lob, the slam.
That was just pretty thing of beauty right there. And they've been looking for that. Early and often, pretty much since the beginning of the game. A.J. Neal might have had the look ahead. Out with the G. Charles instead. Up in over 70 points here in Chicago State. An exclamation point to get to 71 with that alley-oop slam. G. Charles is wide open. Turns it can't hit. Brent Davis, he's so tough down there, keeping the possession alive. But can't quite come down with it.
Brent Davis is like a bulldog, man. You see him get a hold of you. He's not letting go of that ball. Barr had to swing himself just to get away from him. Now, if you're St. Xavier, this is one of the first times you have the speed advantage on the switch, but they negated it with the pass.
And Jernigan had a couple of smaller, speedier guys he was defending. Neither one took him to the rim, though. And Okataidi.
And they're going to get the shot clock reset. So apparently that shot from Barr did not hit the rim because of Jernigan going straight up. He shot it over the rim and hit the glass.
Two leading scorers on Chicago State's side of things. Set the check back in. Cardette at Corbett. They will replace Jernigan and Davis.
I saw Gerald Gillian with his arms just folded there. That's the most calm I've seen him all season. I'm sure the way that his team's been playing as of late, looking for their second 4-game winning streak of the season, plenty of reason to be calm over there.
Barr in the corner this time, short off the rim. Corbett trying to corral it, and he will. Now, there's been really no sweating necessary for Jared Gillian's group, himself, the coaching staff, or anybody on the roster this weekend.
I'm proud of what Jared Gillian has done with this team. I remember that first year when he came here, they were in the WAC. We didn't know what to expect out of Chicago State. They won 7 games. Now here, looking for back-to-back 11 wins. And once again, brick by brick, they continue to make it build here out south.
And that's why you don't get caught in the air. Sando Hill passes it to nobody under the hoop, and it's a turnover.
Chicago State looking to push the lead to 40 with their next field goal. It's Crawford, Neal, Gene Charles, Corbett, and Cardette for Chicago State.
It has been impressive. What have you been most impressed by on the defensive side of things for Chicago State? Because remember, first 10 minutes, St. Xavier was shooting the ball real well.
I think what we've seen is Chicago State's adjustments. They've really controlled this game with their defense, pretty much led by Brent Davis. They're letting the top perimeter defender anchor their defense. Usually think about interior guys anchoring defense. It's the perimeter controlling for Chicago State today.
Got a foul going against St. Xavier. They already have 4 fouls so far here in the first 6 minutes and 8 seconds.
Greg Spate going to give the speedy Noble Crawford a break so those bunnies can take a breather. No need to see those hops for a few minutes.
Band is still very much juiced up right now in the corner on the other end. Neal with a great skip pass. It's signed to Cardette, but swatted away. Okatidy.
Cardette stepped out of bounds. He tried to run down the blocked shot, and when he got it, his heel was on the out of bounds line.
Great play at the rim there from Stephen Okatidy, a senior from Gaithersburg, Maryland, and Allegheny JUCO college transfer. Barr's really been aggressive on this end, but has it poked away by Neal. Cardette comes up with it. Mano-a-mano, it takes it, and oh, it's so smooth, just gliding to the tin.
Good luck, Ukataiti. I mean, he had his back to Cardette, and then once Cardette had him twisted up, you can forget about it. That's a Mack truck coming downhill right to the basket.
And you see the full length of that right arm just stretched down. Impossible to block, let alone even really contest.
Next time St. Xavier gives it to Barr, let's watch his ball handling. He's let the ball slip about the last 3 times he's had it.
Chicago State is up by 40 now, and Okatidy's shot way off the mark. Neal looking to push. Spain, who just checked in, high arc kick triple, and he gets it to go. His 6th 3 of the year.
First 3 of the game for Greg Spate. That's how he actually hit the game Friday. He hit a 3-point field goal. So Spate extending the Chicago State lead out to 43.
At a game like this, when you get the pretty much see just about everybody on either roster enter. It's great to see if you're a Chicago State fan. Spate come in and comes up with a swat on the other side, put it right into the backboard. But the shot up and down for Trey Ward. Spade on both ends with a couple of highlights.
Using off that length again. He's another one just like Noble Crawford. He might be a little longer than Noble Crawford with the athleticism. Great usage of the arm to block the shot.
Yeah, the praise from Gerald Gillian towards Greg Spade. I mean, he speaks him just in high regard, pretty much as Wesley Cardette is the 3 up and good. A.J. Neal is able to bury his 2nd of the day. He's got 6 points.
I'm happy to see anything A.J. Neal does on the court. You just want to see a kid that's coming back from a torn ACL be productive at a time where torn ACL can be a bit of a death sentence for young athletes.
Trey Ward on the head fake. The shot is short though. Good initial move. Just couldn't get the bucket at the end. And we're under 12 minutes here. Deep 3 from Neal. This time no good.
Oh!
Corbett one-handed, but it's ripped away by Okatidy. A lot happened there.
Right, 2 impressive plays. The one-hand rebound from Corbett, the one-hand block from Okatidy, but now a foul on A.J. Neal, the stunned A.J. Neal, making his home alone face for a moment.
That might have been a little bit of a half-hearted stunned appeal. I think he got some hand on this finish here.
He totally knew right there. He knew he got one.
I don't think he was too close to getting the ball. That's a lot of forearm, it looked like. 11:34 to go. It's all Chicago State here on the south side.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University. University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
Back here at Chicago State, how about the lobs we've seen in the second half? Chicago State's been rolling offensively, but boy, this was an impressive one from Cardette.
Well, at the end of before the game Friday, they said they wanted to dominate against East-West. I guess the message carried over. We've seen pretty much another Chicago State mixtape, a lot of highlight slams, the alley-oop we saw early, and then Wesley Cardette just downhill, get out of my way. I'm going straight to the hole for 2.
That's his only bucket in the second half. He's sitting on 20 points. 20 points now with 12 games so far this year. And for St. Xavier on the opposite side, it's been really Julian Barr leading the way. He's put up 10 shots. He's made 4. He's got 9 points. Trying to be the first man into double figures. A guy who was playing a lot of minutes last year, but we haven't seen him this season. But he's been one of the guys more aggressive on the offensive side of things.
The Chicago State team filled with plenty of athleticism. I was actually distracted by the band. They're playing Aaliyah. I wonder how many of these kids even know who Aaliyah is. This makes me wonder sometimes when I hear the bands playing these older artists, like how many of you actually even know who that artist really is?
I'll have to go ask him after the game. Stephen Okataini will come out of this media break at the free throw line. A guy who scores a ton of points. Has been over 7 points one time this year. And that was when he put up 17, though, a season high back on December 9th. The JUCO transfer didn't appear yesterday. He misses the free throw. 78% free throw shooter, 14 for 18 on the year. So that's a rare miss.
One of 3 St. Xavier Cougars yet to score in this game is Ukatati, along with White and Streeter.
7 of 10, I should say, for the free throw line as a team. St. Xavier today. Chicago State looking to get up and over 80 points with still 11.5 to go. Spate trying to hit another 3, this time a little bit too strong. Chicago State's really crashing the boards well. Keeping possessions alive is behind the play. G. Charles just hit the deck, and it's going to be a turnover as Teljajic lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, Teljajic almost ran right into the women's basketball team. Josie Hill, Haley Honecker, and Claire Simmons sitting first row over there following their game against Central Michigan earlier.
This game 2 of the men's and women's doubleheader. That was very entertaining first one. It was really especially tight to the first 3 quarters. I think it was tied 39 all at the end of 3.
Chicago State had a late second half lead. Just turnovers really hurt the Cougars on the women's side of things today against Central Michigan. The Chippewas got their 3rd win of the season.
Deep 3 on the way and buried. How about it? Mason Kabelkis.
Yeah, that's just a simple wrap. I mean, Kabelkis came from the quarter and then went to that right wing. They fed him and he knocked down the 3. He gets his first points of the day. Or 6 points in the game, second 3.
Yeah, he's attempted 2 shots, both 3s. He's made both. Maybe they'll look more his way down the last 10.5 minutes. Corbett had a ton of space there. Opted to skip it across. And A.J. Neal with that smooth jumper. It's off the heel. And picked up by Teljajic.
I'm also realizing Kabelkis, he's flying on all Chicago State 3s. They're going to try to get easy buckets.
Inside, that's the easiest look they've had all night. Jack Walsh with the stuff.
And that's created by Kabelkis running to the corner. Chicago State's perimeter defenders had to close out on him. That left Walsh wide open down low.
Play stands at 38, and we are right at the 10-minute mark in this contest. Neal coming off the screen, kicks it right back to Corbett. Slicing into the paint, goes right through contact and gets the bucket.
Corbett thought he was out of place there. He thought AJ hit him late with the pass. Instead, he just let Jashawn get it. He did his own work, and Corbett scored an easy 2 off the window.
Into double figures now. He's got 10. Straight away 3 on the quick triggers off the front of the rim and boarded by G. Charles. That's a dangerous pass ahead, but it's right on the money. Oh, that's the pass of the day.
He threaded the needle with the 2-hand outlet pass. He put it right behind Walsh's neck. It was right in between Corbett and Walsh's heads. All Jashawn had to do, get those hands out and complete the easy play for the lay-in.
We're behind the opposite basket, so we pretty much have the reverse view of this. And that looked like the most dangerous pass you're going to see attempted. Right over the defender's shoulder. You could not have placed it better. That's like a handoff right into the hands of Corbett.
Like you said, Max, it looked like he threaded the needle with that. He just put it in the smallest window and got the assist.
That's the dime of the day, I think, bar none. Up by 42. Trey Ward looking inside.
Oh.
I think they're going to get Arnaud maybe for a grab.
Yeah, that's tough. Sorry, Max. I thought that was going to be an offensive foul at first. Arnaud got pushed out, but like you said, they caught him with the grab. I just think that's tough because he's giving up so much size against Tojujic.
Ward gets double, kicks it out. They got two guys standing right next to each other in this near side corner. And now they restart with the shot clock under 10. It's dwindling, and now at 5. Ward trying to go to work. Someone's got to get a shot at Tojujic, and that's nowhere close on the corner of the backboard. Cardet with a full head of steam gets the bucket. Might have had 3 guys in the air trying to contest that shot.
He also had Noble coming in for the dunk as well. Noble brought his own man looking for the alley-oop, so Crawford actually brought an extra defender for Cardet to score on there.
Yeah, Crawford might be saying at the next media break, hey, throw that up the top of the backboard.
He doesn't have to wait that
Crawford
long.
dunk either way. That's his 3rd.
No, he don't have to wait that long, Max. He'll just have to wait after you finish the sentence.
Yeah. Boy, sometimes that's just the way the world works. Up to 87 points now on the day for Chicago State. Cardet, that's the 2nd time he's blocked a 3. The look ahead from Crawford, and here comes Cardet with the windmill.
The windmill personified in the Windy City. It's certainly windy outside. Chicago State well on their way to what could be a 50-point win right now, 50-point lead coming up.
Cardet at Crawford. We've seen some nasty windmill champs today. Good defense there, but just a better bucket right over the head of Arnaud with the finish from Trey Ward. Crawford going to try to hit his 2nd 3 from the corner. No good. Corbett right there for the rebound. And a muscle his way in. And it's corralled by Reifert. Stays right here. 3rd shot of the possession for Chicago State. And Cardet sticks a triple to move up to 27 points on the night.
Chicago State at this point just adding on to those season stats. Those season numbers looking a lot better as you get ready to go to the NEC as Wesley Cardet buries a 3. But he's not just a long distance shooter. They can get to the rim. Noble Crawford with the slam there.
And anything you could do, I could do better is what Carnet's saying. Hey, I got another windmill for you right here as we go to the under 8 media break.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeart Radio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Chris, how about the play we just saw right before we went to break with this look ahead? Not only the finish, but the stare down.
Wesley Cardet says it's not all business. Sometimes it's fun in games. You see me having fun, don't you? Wesley Cardet with a nice glare to you fans at home. Go CSU Cougars.
And when you're a superstar, you got to know right where the cameras are, right? And Wesley Cardet Jr. knows where the camera is out of the hoop. He found it right after maybe his best dunk of the year. Had that super emphatic one, member at Welsh Ryan Arena against Northwestern, but 13-2 run. Chicago State's made 6 of their last 8 shots. They're still shooting 58% and well on their way to another 100-point performance after they put up 131 here on Friday night against another in-city foe in East-West University.
Wesley Cardet Jr. has been a welcome addition to this team. He came over from Samford last year, had to split a bit of the ball handling duties with Elijah Weaver last year, but there's no doubt about it. He's the man on this Chicago State team this year. Likely going to go through the draft process again. We would like to see him back here as Chicago State goes into the NEC, but only time will tell.
In the matchup between these two teams last year, Cardet had 14, 7, and 6. There's a tough look at the rim of the putback on the tip. Up and good for Jack Walsh tonight. Cardet, we'll see if we see him back out there again. We may not, but 27, 3, and 2 as Oh, about getting his man up in the air. Ryford with the easy finish.
Now, Ryford, we haven't seen much of this season, so that actually was surprising to see him jump that high. And I'm actually happy hopefully Ryford gets these final 7 minutes of game reps.
Gamelkis, you just simply cannot leave. He's 3 of 3 from distance. He's got 9 points. And the shot is maybe the prettiest on the roster, I think we've seen today from St. Xavier.
He has a nice clean flick of the wrist. You like the way he shoots from the elbow. That's how you're taught to shoot as a basketball player as a kid.
Okay, Tidy out in the front court with the throwdown.
It's not just a Chicago State show. It's the battle of the Cougars. There's Ukatidi getting out and roaming to the basket for the one-hand slam.
Attacking the rim. Love to see it. They're up to 50. And Arnaud is really going to slow things down. It's that 1-3-1 look defensively, it looks like again. They'll find Ryford at the free throw line. Gets stuck, somehow able to find Crawford in the corner. Shot clock under 10. Crawford trying to find Jernigan, but it's ripped away. Ukatidi again with his second steal in a row. They give it right back to him, and he's unable to finish. Kind of an awkward finish. I think they were trying to get the lob and the dunk again, but a defender in the way is Brett Davis rips the three.
Yeah, Ukatidi, you're not, like you said, Crawford was in Ukatidi's way, but also he took off from too far out, leads to Brent Davis cashing the three.
Sometimes you're better off on a play like that, maybe just coming down with it when it's going to be that hard. Instead, it leads them to transition. On the other side is Ukatidi starting to get it going. Gets the big jam and now sticks at 3.
Man, Ukatidi's not passing anything but the salt these last few minutes. He's letting it fly.
He's 2 of 8 from the field. Those are his 2 buckets. He started over 6, but now he's up to 6 points. 5.5 to go here at Chicago. And another steal. Chicago State getting a little sloppy. Now both teams getting sloppy with it. Crawford just skied and ripped that away.
How many free safeties have you seen do that?
Great ball movement. That was almost maybe a travel for Ryford, though. But, yeah, I mean, that was just defending the middle of the field between the numbers, right? Go up and get it. Looked like Greenlaw yesterday.
That was a huge play. I'm sorry you brought up that Packer reference, man. I don't know why you would do that to yourself, man. I know you've been going through it, but Gerald Gillian and his guys, that's certainly a team that wears green that's not going through it today.
Yeah, Chicago State, I mean, they're going to leave tonight probably with as much confidence as they've had offensively, maybe you could say defensively too, all year, given the results they're going to have not only a couple days ago, but today as well before they hit the road. Well on their way to matching last year's total is Brett Davis with the quick rip, and they're going to say he did not get it off in time, didn't go either way.
That was bang bang. Looked like he tried to flick it, but unable to do so was Brent Davis. What a game for Chicago State. 5:08 to go here. You're shooting 59 from the field, 46 from 3, 88 from the line. 31 points off turnover to only 6.
They got 5 players at double figures. Reach-in foul on Ryford. 5 players at double figures. They actually had 7 on Friday.
Once again, I just want to take a moment to say salute to what Gerald Gillian has done here with Chicago State. Once again, it was brick by brick. He said it's going to take a process, and they've done that here with the Independent. They've gotten eyes on the program. Now they're looking to go into the NEC with a win over Northwestern earlier this year. Certain reason to be optimistic.
Chance for another dunk. Instead, it's the 3rd steal in the last couple of minutes for Ukatidi. Somehow able to find that over his shoulder, pressing, forcing the issue, and lays it off for Jack Walsh.
Ukatidi with his 4th assist of the ball game to go with 6 points. He's played 17 minutes, and Coach Gerald Gillian's going to take a 30-second timeout. Must not have liked what he saw with his team's synchronization on the court.
He knows they're playing great. He knows the lead that they have surmounted here, but 5 turnovers in the last 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The defense has picked up for St. Xavier, but we've certainly seen some sloppiness and some sloppy forward passes trying to get out in transition.
And to your point, Max, it looked like, I'm not really good at lip reading, but it looked like Gerald Gillian said, I don't care about anything else but taking care of the ball, because he looked right at Ryford, and then he basically just went down the list of guards. He said, I don't care about anything. Make sure we don't turn this ball over. 13 turnovers for Chicago State compared to 22. And when you got guys at the back of the bench who don't get a lot of game reps, you just want them to take care of the basketball. So it's the small things that matters. This is how you get into the game, just making sure you don't lose a step when you rest your starters.
It's a team that turns it over 13.4 times per contest in Chicago State. With the turnovers starting to really pile up. I mean, 5 in the last 2:23 in the last minute and 9 seconds. And it's led to some much easier St. Xavier looks at the rim, too.
Yeah, Ukatidi's actually eating here these last few minutes. We've seen him get into the open floor and feed other teammates. Also got a few buckets in that early part of the under 10 here in the second half.
Ukatidi's got 4 steals, 4 assists, 5 boards, and 6 points. He's starting to fill up the stat sheet. Yeah. Ryford off the mark with the 3. They're still trying to climb their way towards 100 points.
See, the problem with Ukatidi's performance, if this was in the NAIA, that's a great performance for him. Unfortunately, they're playing against D1 Chicago State, down 40.
There's the first 2-point attempt and the first miss we've seen from Kebelkis. They had St. Xavier 5 of their last 6 shots prior to that miss. And a turnover. This is going to lead to an easy transition bucket. No, it's rushed, but the follow-up dunk. Ukataiti cleans up the miss from James White.
I'm sure White would say that was a lob off the glass, but Ukataiti cleans it up for the 2-hand slam. White still scoreless in this game, and unless they give him a shot attempt, he's still yet to take a shot.
I think White was just maybe hearing some footsteps behind him there. Ryford's going to hoist another 3, and Ukataiti is just simply everywhere right now on both sides. It's last touch by Jernigan, and will stay with St. Xavier.
For those at home, they did credit White with an assist, so that was not credited as a missed shot attempt. It's a tip dunk for Ukataiti.
Man, is that how you saw it?
That's how they scored it.
We're right behind that. We're right behind that bucket, and I'll tell you,
that was a missed layup.
That looked like a missed layup.
That was a missed layup.
That's one where you get into the locker room and you're looking at things, you're trying to figure things out, and you're like, what do you mean I didn't attempt a shot? Well,
right.
I gave you an assist, and you tip your hat to the guy keeping score, right? I've been really impressed with Kebelkis and limited attempts, and a foul is going to be whistled on Ryford. 3:13 to go.
And that's as the shot clock expires, so that's the type of things that'll frustrate a coach, especially when you get the back of the bench in. You got to be mindful of the game situation. It's all about basketball IQ for these final 3:13 for Chicago State.
Chicago State's been stuck on 97 points. That was the horn right as they were trying to inbound it there, so the ref will take the ball right back. But scoring drop of 2:12 here for the home Cougars. Visiting Cougars, they're starting to find their stride here right now. Wall's trying to get that left-handed hook shot to go. He can't. And Ryford is there to clear.
Makes you wonder how different this game would have been if Cedric Johnson was out there for St. Xavier. I mean, their leading scorer at 24 a game.
Yeah, that was the funky thing with this matchup coming in, because I don't remember the last time outside of a tournament setting you saw a team go back-to-back days playing, and that is what St. Xavier is trying to do today. Not that Chicago State has much more rest. They played Friday night here. A.J. Neal is absolutely uncovered, screaming for the basketball. He hits it. He puts his palms up. I'm open. I'm open.
And the century mark for the Chicago State Cougars, I don't think they'll get 131 tonight, but they do get 100 in back-to-back performances.
I think that's the most demonstrative you're going to see anybody shouting for the basketball. I don't think there was any defender on that half of the court when Neal was there.
A.J. was waving, jumping, blowing smoke signals, doing whatever he could to get someone's attention for that ball.
Sent the flare up in the air, and finally they got it to him. Spade puts it on the deck, mid-range jumper, pure.
Good shot from Greg Spade. That was a nice, calm jumper. That's going to be the next step for Spade moving forward. You really only see him shoot the ball in spots, catch and shoot. So let's see how comfortable he gets with the ball in his hand moving forward.
2:07 to go. A timeout called there by Robert Ford at Chicago State over the century mark, like you said, for the second time in a row, and the second time here this weekend in 3 days. Left well on their way to a 4th straight victory. They will match their season high, and they'll look to extend it next time out, trying to get that 5-game winning streak, something that has evaded them of late.
And what a job, Gerald. Once again, I keep saying this, what a job Gerald Gillian has done. You got to understand, I said earlier on, I'm from the area. This school was in danger of being shut down last decade. And so here you are with the school doing a much better job. They got money to pour into sports. They're going to a new conference. Here's a way to get more eyes on your program. The next step up for Chicago State, other than the winning, obviously, will be to recruit Chicago. You want to see more kids stay at home. And, hey, you could use St. Xavier as an NAIA pipeline to D1.
I think that is a huge observation, and a good observation, because that's got to be the next thing coming forward, right? Especially with the talent that is abound in this city and in this area. Chicago State, the next time we will see this team in action 10 days from now, they'll have a lot of rest before they play on January 31st. Is Greg Spade starting to get it going?
Yeah, you see him look right back at Deshaun Jean Charles and smile. That's something else for Chicago State. These guys love to play for each other. You see them smiling every time somebody does something good. They're in the trenches together.
Greg Spade is out here balling right now. He's appeared in his 14th game. He's at back-to-back shots in the last minute or so. That's last touch by Ryford. But January 31st, they will head to Pittsburgh, will Chicago State, to take on a Duquesne team at UPFC Cooper Fieldhouse. And next time up for St. Xavier. This is their 3rd game of the week, by the way. They'll play on Wednesday at Judson in Elgin, Illinois, just a little bit north of Chicago. And that's a team that 7-3 in the CCAC. They are tied for third after their huge win against a team that only had one loss in the conference on Friday night. Down by 4, under 20 seconds left. You're at home, and you somehow just pull a rabbit out of your hat. Robert Ford's troops kind of just stole one, and they're going to have a lot of momentum in conference play going forward and into that game against Judson.
Right, they play in the CCAC, the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and also on February 3rd, they're going to play Chicago State's final home opponent of the season. They're going to play Indiana University Northwest. Chicago State will see them February 19th. St. Xavier will see them on February 3rd.
And this is the penultimate home game of the year for the men's team here at the Jones Convocation Center. The last game of the year is the last home game, which you just alluded to. So 105-58. A.J. Neal is just standing in that corner and raining down threes.
Cash it out, AJ. I mean, you were calling for it. Why not cash them in? 50-point advantage for the Cougars.
Yeah, I think when they get the ball back next time, he might just dart for that corner and just hold up shot, maybe put a fold-up chair in a tent, grab a cooler, and just hang out in the corner all day because it's working for him.
12 points for A.J. Neal, and once again, he's played in every game this season after missing all of last year with a torn ACL. I remember he used to look sad sometimes walking around with those crutches, wishing he could be out there, certainly having fun this year wearing that headband and that 10 jersey.
Neal 4 of 7 from the field. They're all three-point attempts. 45 seconds to go at Chicago State. Trying to maybe win by 50 here. Spain defending against Okataide. Shot no good, rebounded by Jernigan. And just a couple second differential here between the shot clock and the game clock. They might just hold this out. 27 left on the game clock, 22 on the shot clock, and Spain will just pull it out. 108-58. Chicago State shooting 58% from the field. They're on an 11-1 run as well. We saw a slew of threes, 14 of 29, 48% from distance for Chicago State, and you could put together a highlight tape of just the dunks today, and it would be a wild one for the home Cougars as the final buzzer is about to sound, and it'll be win number 4 in a row, but a shot clock violation first, so there is technically 1.6 seconds left. There's the buzzer.
Back-to-back 100-point outputs, back-to-back 50-point wins, and back-to-back double-digit win seasons for Gerald Gillian and the Chicago State Cougars. This weekend, a bit of a historical weekend for Chicago State as now they look to turn things around going into the Northeast Conference next season.
4 dubs in a row. They matched last year, like you said, 11 wins, 11-15 now on the season. St. Xavier is 12-7. They're 7-3 as they go back to conference play to take on Jensen next week. And Chris, what impressed you most about this performance tonight from the home side Cougars? 6
players in double figures for Chicago State, and also it looked like they didn't let up any from what happened on Friday. They continue to dominate here against St. Xavier. They realize this is a matchup. We're D1, they're NAIA. We have to take advantage of this. They came out, won by 50. Good job, green and black, green and gray is what they had on today.
Chicago State was just raining early and often. 58 points in the first half, 50 in the second half. Brent Davis, 5 more steals. Had a couple threes to go as well. It was a dunk fest. We saw some good moments coming from a man who hadn't played this year yet, and Julian Barr on the visiting side. But the alley-oops, Wesley Carnett, the flashes of just pure brilliance out there in the open court as well. And how about a guy, Mason Kabelkis, who was really shining down the stretch as well. Hit 3 triples tonight, too. And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight from the Jones Convocation Center as Chicago State takes down St. Xavier 108-58, the final 4 straight wins for these home Cougars. Thanks for tuning in tonight. For my broadcast partner, Chris Rouse, I'm Max Thomas saying good night from the south side of Chicago.